And, Coach, we find ourselves due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Just as we were getting ready for air, both teams coming out of their locker rooms, out of the tunnel, and this crowd is pumped up as their Redskins get set to match up with the New York Giants. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The first carry for the rookie, it's Darius Geis. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Geis with a carry on 2nd down. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Going up top. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Not the result they were looking for there on 3rd down. They end up taking a loss on the play. The only person happy now, the punter, gets to go out there and show Mom that he gets to play in the game.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit! Hot! Hot! Leopard! Leopard! Back 99 Philly, here we go!
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. So on 4th down, the Redskins will call on Tress Way to punt it away. Back deep, Golden Tate. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Here's Jones on 1st down. Open man right side is Ingram. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position.
Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. Into the Redskins. Have it they do.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
And he'll take this one down near the 15. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Geis receives the pitch. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Looking for his tight end read, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense, that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge. I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
And you remember pre-draft, there's a lot of speculation that the Giants should look for their future quarterback at number 2 with a great possibility. Remember, Sam Darnold from USC was still on the board, but they passed on him to take this runner, Saquon Barkley. And this is exactly why. They think he can extend the life of Eli Manning's career and give them 1,000-yard seasons year after year.
They haven't had a 1,000-yard season since 2012. Ahmad Bradshaw did it then. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th. Now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line. It's a sack.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
Jones looking to throw on 2nd down. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Evan Ingram, the tight end. And it's 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down. Then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back. But it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Play action. Jones. Looking for his receiver, Sharp, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Landon Collins. And he'll be brought down around the 7-yard line. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start inside the 10.
Partner, forget starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that because that's the money zone. Get it into the end zone and make your cash.
Geis, they'll try to run it. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. Then he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. To Barkley. And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
Flex round.
Now Jones. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Taking it about the 36. A 44-yard punt. They're going to wind up losing yardage on the return, though. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. So out now come the Redskins. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Trying to lay one up deep. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Redskins are able to strike for 6. Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Jones now throwing on 1st down. He's got his man. This is Tate. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, Using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
A first down carry for Barkley. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jones. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. Jonathan Allen in there to bury him for a loss of 11. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Now Jones operating from the gun. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And that'll set him back 5. Aldrick Rosas now to try the Giants field goal. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And Rosas puts this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Now, that's something of a pick-me-up. The offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it. Those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
Yeah, a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. The Redskins offense now, they head back onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Two minutes to play here in the first half. Back to FedEx Field following this short break.
Gone, 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 gone. Here we go now. Green 39, green 39. All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Give him 30 yards there.
Trying to defend a drag route is really tough because You don't want to jump a route that's shorter or underneath as the drag route is too quickly, because oftentimes they want to run that route and then hit over the top of you for bigger yardage. So if you can chip off the timing of the receiver off the line of scrimmage so he can't actually get into the route, that's the best way to defend it. But there was no possibility of that on that play. End result, receiver won in a big way.
Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Detroit!
They'll run it now out of the gun. He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
Third down, here's Geis. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on second and goal? On the ground, Geis. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll bring up a second and goal. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
The Redskins on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is third and goal. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Jabril Peppers, the former first-round pick, there on the coverage. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Hopkins' kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there, because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Throwing Jones. Sliding out of the pocket. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, second and 10. Here's Jones. A final shot before break. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in D.C. in our nation's capital with a home team, the Redskins, on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. Jones from the gun, he'll throw. And incomplete here on 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
This is fielded at the 27. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try to get this running game going with Geis. Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Again, they run. Again, it's Geis. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The Redskins on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll try and get it with Geis. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
That's a tremendous group effort there because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. He got 29 yards that time. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
Great footwork, but still wrangled down before reaching the 20. Tackle made there by Jabril Peppers.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
No. Check. Patriot.
Back to the ground. This time it's Peterson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there, because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let him down a little bit.
Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff him for a loss. They'll set up a throw. He gets it in the hands of Geis, and he'll get it down this time to the 17. 7 yards on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
And now out come the Giants. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's something like there got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Flex round! Flex round!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13. Looking to throw. Jones. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. So they took a shot there on 3rd down. Couldn't get it. Now it's 4. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number. Not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
From Soldier Field, meanwhile, in Chicago, a third-quarter score. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Detroit! Detroit!
And they'll go with a ground attack here. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. On 1st down, this is Geis. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Back now at FedEx Field. It's the Redskins with the football and the lead as we start the 4th. The Redskins on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. He'll look to throw. It's brought in by Jackson. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through, picking up the first. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. They will find Davis on the left side, complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And that's incomplete. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. So give him the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Following the penalty, it's Geis. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
And this is taken in for a Redskins touchdown. It's the fullback, his first touchdown on the year. And the Redskins are going to add on to their lead. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. Here's Tate to return. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And the Giants ready to come out now. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Jones now off the play fake. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Back to throw. Jones. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. The Giants on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Come on, let's go. Grand 38. Grand 38.
Now Jones operating from the gun. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And incomplete, almost intercepted. Had a great shot of picking that off in the end zone. And now 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Let's go! White 90! White 90! Flex round! Flex round! Cut!
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead is now 24. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Here's Tate to return. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The New York set to take the field. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Wide open receiver complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They give him 17 yards that time, as that'll move the chains. Here's Jones on 1st and 10. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Ryan Kerrigan in there to sack him for a loss of 6. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure.
Ohio! Ohio!
Here's a give to Barkley. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. The Giants on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Here we go!
Jones from the gun. He'll throw. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The 15 yards there on the catch and run.
Flex round! Flex round!
From the gun, Jones. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jonathan Allen in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round!
Jones now to throw on 2nd down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
Ohio! 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 Flex round!
on 3rd and long. Jones, he's going to let it fly. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary can really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Here we go. Red 38. Red 38.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Oh, it's incomplete. That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on. Instead, it's 2nd down. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Jones to throw again. Now it's caught, and he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. In for the score, and the Giants are able to draw a bit closer.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
So 2 scores down, time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
On the handoff, it's Geis. Past the 20. Touchdown, Washington. Darius Geis with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Redskins find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that pushes the lead up to 23. Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. Here's Tate to return. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. Here's Jones looking to throw on 2nd down. He's going to let it fly. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Try and get it all back with one big shot right there, but even if successful, that doesn't get them all the way back to where they need to be. Can't totally abandon throwing the ball underneath as well.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. He dumps it off to Barkley. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down.
Let's round.
So
Let's
trailing
round.
here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Here we go. Brand 38. Brand 38.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this